Boredom feels like a problem now. Something to escape, something to fix. If a moment goes quiet, we reach for a screen. If a task feels slow, we multitask our way out of it. Maybe you know that feeling, that urge to fill the silence, not because you need to, but because it feels uncomfortable not to. But for most of human history, boredom wasn't a failure of attention. It was a condition of life. Long walks, repetitive labor, waiting, with nothing to do but think. And strangely, those empty moments weren't wasted. They shaped memory, creativity, even how humans learned to endure time itself. So today, let's talk about something we've been trained to avoid. Why boredom used to matter, and what changed when we stopped letting ourselves feel it. For most of history, humans lived with large pockets of unfilled time. Farming meant waiting. Travel meant days of nothing but footsteps. Nightfall meant stillness. There was no constant stimulation, no endless novelty, no background noise designed to keep the mind occupied. Attention had nowhere to escape. And in that emptiness, the brain did something interesting. When stimulation drops, the mind turns inward. Modern neuroscience calls this the default mode network, the part of the brain active when we're not focused on tasks. It's where reflection happens, where memories connect themselves, where imagination quietly forms. Boredom wasn't an interruption. It was a training ground. Before modern entertainment, humans learned to sit with discomfort. Children learned patience without stimulation. Workers repeated the same motions for hours. Travelers endured monotony with no escape. Psychologists now understand that boredom strengthens attention regulation. When the mind has nothing new to consume, it learns to sustain focus or create its own engagement. This is why so many breakthroughs didn't arrive in moments of excitement, but in moments of mental wandering. Boredom wasn't blocking creativity. It was feeding it. But that relationship with boredom didn't last. The 20th century didn't just bring technology. It brought constant interruption. Radio filled silence. Television filled waiting. Smartphones erased downtime completely. For the first time in history, boredom became optional. And when boredom vanished, long uninterrupted thought faded with it. Studies now show that constant stimulation reduces tolerance for mental discomfort. We feel restless faster, lose focus sooner, mistake silence for emptiness. Ironically, the less bored we are, the less mentally resilient we become. Boredom once acted like a reset button, a pause that allowed thoughts to stretch. Now we skip the pause entirely, and time feels different because of it. Without boredom, days feel full, but shallow, busy, but forgettable. Boredom isn't something we lost by accident. We designed our world to eliminate it. And in doing so, we may have removed one of the mind's oldest tools. Not every empty moment needs filling. Not every quiet second needs noise. Sometimes, when you feel bored, it isn't telling you there's nothing to do. It's telling you there's something trying to surface, something that only appears when you stop distracting yourself long enough to notice. And before we knew better, humans understood that. If this made boredom feel a little less useless, then it did its job. Subscribe if you enjoy reflections like this about how the mind, time, and everyday life connect.